So the question 7 is, Martina beats Jelena in 2 games out of 3 at tennis. So what is the probability that Jelena wins? Okay, so first of all, we have to put for each game. For each game, the probability of Jelena win will be equal to 1 out of 3. 1 out of 3, correct? Am I right? Hello, no response. You let me be wrong. If 1 out of 3, because we want to talk about Jelena win. Okay. Set of 6 game to 4. 6 game to 4, that means 6 plus 4. That means they play all together 10 games. Are you okay? So now, so then the question gives you the hint. How does the score after 9 games need to be? So that means when we talk about 10 games, you have to consider the 9 games first. So out of the 9 games, how should the score be like? So the last game must be won by last game means the 10 game. Okay, must be won by who? Yeah, Jelena. So now our X here should be the number of games Jelena will win out of 9 games. You get me? Okay, so the possible value for X will be 0, 1, 2, 3, until 9. So X is a binomial distribution. The reason is because for every game, there are only 2 possible outcomes. The success is Jelena win, and the failure is Jelena lose the game. And there is a fixed number of trial for each game. That is, for each time they play with each other. That is 9 games. Okay? And the probability of Jelena win a game is independent of the other game. And the probability is 1/3. So every time when I see a question, I must mention all this to myself. Even the question didn't ask me. Okay, so my N is equal to 9. And my probability of winning, Jelena win a game for this case, is 1/3. Clear? So therefore, this situation, 6 game to 4, which means that I want the X to be equal to 5 times by probability of Jelena wins the last game. Am I right? Hello? So that is what the hint is trying to give you. So the probability for this one will be, I can either write down 9c5 1/3 to the power of 5, 2/3 to the power of 4 times the last game Jelena win will be 1/3. That's it. Then you get the answer. If you don't want this one, you can just write down binom PDF. Okay, have I explained the question clearly? If I do this way, if I put X is the number of game won out of 10. Okay, so when I find the probability of X equal to 6, this means any 6. Any 6 game. So do you see or not? So that means it's like that. Win, 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 win. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lose, 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 lose. This cannot be the outcome of playing the game, because in playing tennis, correct, the first to get the 6th game will be the winner already. I don't have to play this already. So in this case, they only play 6 games. Can determine already who is the winner. So you have to understand how this tennis is like. By the way, I don't know tennis, but by watching together, because my goddaughter, she loves tennis as well. So she teach me how to count. I really don't know. Huh? So do you understand? So in order to do this question, you have to get some understanding of how they determine the winner in tennis competition. Got it? So in this case, they only play 6 games. So I can change the question for this one is 6 out of 0. 6 game to 0. I mean, the other party didn't win any games. I can have 7 to 1. So there are a lot of possible outcomes here. Okay? Okay, so I have to write down my X instead of just follow the book, because the book got said a fair dice is rolled 20 times. So I will say X is the number of 6 that result out of what? Out of 20 throw, 20 row. 12. What am I reading? 12 row. Okay? Can I not? Okay, so what is the probability of getting a 6 for each row? So the answer is 1 out of 6, because it's a fair dice. Correct? And the probability of getting a 6 for each row is independent of each other. And for each row, you have 2 possible outcomes. That is, either you're getting a 6 or not getting a 6. Okay, so done. So therefore, my X is a binomial distribution with the mean of with the n of 12 and the probability of success 1/6. Correct? So now I have taught you how to make the probability distribution table for this, correct? Can you please try? And after that, use your GC and count the mean and the standard deviation, please. This is for you to learn, a chance for you to learn how to build the probability distribution table using your GC. I hope you still remember. This is in your L1. Then what should you do with your L2? Cursor at L2, then what you should do? You go to second, vars, then you scroll down, you select binom, PDF. Okay, then you will have the X. N. The first one is N, is it? Okay, I better look at my own calculator. Yeah, the first one is number of trial. You put in 12. Probability of success, that is getting a 6, is 1/6. X value, in this case, you type in L2, then you paste, then everything will come up. So you just leave it, okay? 1 to 12, huh? So you don't have to copy now, okay? So this is the way you do. Then after that, okay, you click from the table. After this, you have fill in this already, you go to second mode. Okay, then after this, you go to second stack again. Right? Second, you go to second stack again. No second stack. You just go to stack. Sorry. You go to stack. Then you select calculate. Then one var stack. Correct? So then after you go to one var stack, you have to put your L1. List is in L1. Frequency is in L2, and you calculate. The moment you press calculate, the first one will be the mean. And this one will be the standard deviation. You get that? Okay. Do you get exactly what the textbook give you? Okay, so yes, so look, so that's why the mathematician come up with the formula. You see, you got the mean as 2. So through many examples and experience, so and through the table there or whatsoever, then they come out with the formula to find the mean for a binomial distribution. So the formula to find the mean for a binomial distribution will be NP. And the formula to find the mean, the standard deviation of the binomial distribution will be NP times Q, which is 1 minus P. So you don't have to go through this. So always people come up with the formula is to make your life easier. I always tell my students, people won't come out something that will make your life more difficult. If every question you need to do it this way, then your life will be very difficult. So they come up with a formula. So based on this formula, so the mean we get here is 2. And the standard deviation we get here is 1.291. Okay, so now, instead of just saying the mean is the expected outcome, so I'm going to make a statement for you. Okay, so please, I think this is a better explanation of mean. Okay, so that means the mean is 2. This means if a fair dice is rolled 12 times, repeatedly, repeatedly means a group of 12. Okay, this means repeat roll this time 12 times every time. That is called repeatedly. Okay? Hello? Or you can say, instead of you say like that, you also can say a large number of times. That means I carry out this experiment, roll the dice 12 times, and I repeat this experiment many times. That is the meaning of it, repeatedly. Okay? Are you okay? So, the expected the expected value of the outcome is 2 per experiment. So that is the meaning of mean. Or in the long run, you can also say in the long run. If I do this experiment repeatedly, every time, I will expect the value of the outcome is 2. What? Okay, actually, if I say the value of the outcome is 2, is also not very good. I find that this is not very good. Can someone make it better for me? This whole statement is not very good. Can someone make it better for me? Hello? Can any of my students try and make it better for me? You see, I write, I edit my own. Can someone make it better for me? Hello? I'm not explain according to the situation. So if my teacher mark this for me correct, this part I will lose my mark. Can someone? Okay. Someone say expected number of result. What result? I will question you. As long as I can question you means you are not complete. Okay, I write like that because I'm not specific enough. I'm not situational enough. Okay. Yes, thank you. So expected. Okay, I'm going to read out. You write by yourself. Okay, the expected value of rolling a 6 is 2. 6 out of how many row? 12 row. So what you can do is the expected number of getting a 6 out of 12 row is 2. That will be a very good statement because it's contextual, according to the context. So this is not good. Not good enough. You see or not? The way we explain, it had to be according to your context. Don't just give general statement, especially in okay. So now, how am I going to talk about standard deviation? So I will say, on average, okay? Okay. The standard deviation of 1.291 is okay. On average, I shouldn't say like that. Sorry. I delete the statement. On average, for each experiment of rolling the dice, die or dice both can, for each experiment of rolling the dice 12 times, okay, the expected number of 6 obtained may vary by 1.291. That is the meaning of standard deviation. When we say may vary by 1.291, it means that it can be more, it can be less. Hello? Are you okay? So I told you already that the standard deviation, that means is an average of the deviation for each experiment. Okay, how much it deviate from the mean. So I'm talking about the mean. Okay, if you want to add, okay, the expected number of 6 obtained. Okay, you may want to put a comma, there is 2, may vary by this much. So that is give you a very clear idea of what is standard deviation. Okay? So I hope every question you will try to do like that, instead of just say, we expect a 6 to be rolled 2 times and with standard deviation of 1.291. If you interpret your standard deviation in this way, people will understand much better. Are you okay? Can or not? Okay. So, okay, let's look at question 3. So every time when they ask me to prove a question correct, I will do it like that. Question 3. Okay. So my X is a binomial distribution. I like to write BIN. So you want to write B also doesn't matter. 2P. Okay, so I will build my probability distribution table first. So that is my X and this is my P. So I have 0, 1, 2. Agree? So probability for X equal to 0. So it will be 2C0 P to the power of 0, Q to the power of 2. So this will be 1 times 1 Q. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't write Q to the power of 2, okay? I should write 1 minus P. By the way, whenever you see Q is 1 minus P, so 1 minus P. So this is 1 minus P. Okay, so I write down here 1 minus P. Okay, when X is equal to 1, so you follow this formula, 2C1 P to the power of 1, 1 minus P to the power of 2 minus 1, which is 1. Okay, 2C1 you get 2. Am I right? P, 1 minus P. Okay, so I put down here 2 P, 1 minus P. So that is what the book asks you to do. So I put it as a probability distribution table. So probability of X equal to 2. Okay, so this will be 2C2 P to the power of 2, 1 minus P to the power of 0. Anything to the power of 0 is 1. Okay, so I got P squared. So the rest of it, I will work on this. Can or not? So can you please try B and C, work on that, see whether you can get or not before I show you how to get it. Okay, so I will use the formula of mean, the general formula for mean for any cases, sum of xi pi. So I just substitute in 0 times 1 minus p plus 1 times, okay, I expand 2p minus p squared plus 2 times p squared. Okay, so this will end up with 2p minus p squared plus 2p squared.
Wait, miss.
Oh, here
isn't it
supposed to
P
have a 2.
2p? Yeah.
Yeah. So I got 2p lah. That's why I saw my mistake. Okay, so done lah. Okay, then part C. Okay, I will use the standard deviation formula, square root of, okay, 0 square times 1 minus p plus 1 square times 2p minus 2p squared plus 2p, 2 squared times p squared. Okay, take away the mean. Our mean is 2p, right? So this will be end up with square root of 2p minus 2p squared plus 4p squared minus, did I do anything wrong? I cannot get what I want. Here, square. Mean square. Yeah, minus 4p squared. Right? So this one cancel off. So you got square root of 2p minus 2p squared. So you factorize out 2p, 1 minus p. Done. X equal to 0 should be 1 minus p. No. The 1 minus p cannot be squared. It's only the x is squared, the p is not squared. Okay, only the x is squared, the p cannot be squared. Because the formula is sum of xi square p, I. Okay? Part A. Yeah, part A, why?
Because for the px equals to 0 is 2c0 and then p0 q to the power of 2, right?
Oh, yes, you are right, So that means, yeah, you are right. Thanks. Okay, we are in the wrong number. Okay, yeah, it should be squared. But anyhow, it doesn't affect. That's why I didn't see my mistake. Thanks. Okay.